Hello and welcome to Rhythm and Pixels Chat, episode 38-8. I'm your host, Rob Nichols. My co-host, Pernell, will be here shortly. He'll have a funny name for himself, I promise. But joining us all the way from Sweden is a fan of the show, a friend of the show, a great guy, an enormous supporter, all-around awesome person. We have Chris from Gameable Audio Podcast. Chris, hello.
Hello.
We talked
all the way from Sweden.
Yeah, we talked a bit all the way from Sweden.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't looked at our demographics in ages. I don't know. Maybe most of our listeners are Swedish now. I don't know. We changed once we had to go monthly, and but here we are. We're still going. We're still going strong.
Yeah, I am a huge supporter of the show, and there's a lot of people that I've been sending your way.
Oh, I appreciate that. And we obviously, people say, hey, what podcast should we listen to? I never say our show. I say listen to all these other ones. Listen to Gameable Audio. That guy's great. Listen to XVGM Radio. Those guys in New England, they're good too.
Yeah.
All that.
There is so many different podcasts out there that is just crazy good. And just sharing the love for video game music.
Yeah, but your show. Tell our listeners who may not know about your show. Tell them a little about your show, because you bring a little bit more professionalisms to the table.
Well, the middle version of it, just to have a little bit of a background as well, is actually back in the day. I think this was in 2016. I basically listened to another show, and after 300 episodes, when they closed down, I was like, is it okay if I just pick up the flag after you guys? Because I felt there was a vacuum of video game music.
Right.
And they said, yeah, sure, feel free to do so. Because I basically joined in their show in order to add more remixes, because they mostly just focused on original music.
Right.
And I really loved and adore remixes. So when I was about to pick up the flag, I was like, nah, I'm not going to do the same thing to just talk about the video games I play and love and so on. So like, I want to do something else. And the unique selling point that I have is I actually invite and talk to composers and artists that is behind the music that we love and adore. So that is basically Gameable Audio today after 7 years. Me inviting big names in video game music and talk to them and just have a blast, basically.
I like that. I like that very much.
Yeah.
I like that also that game music has become not I want to say like the word mainstream, but it's become much more of a focus for people who play games and enjoy them. They pay attention to the soundtrack and they say, who made that music, and they'll follow them from game to game. So you talking to them and getting information about that's fantastic. Your story's so interesting, because with our show when we started, there were a couple shows that I liked, and I thought they're only playing original music, and there's a lot of covers and remixes. So why don't we do a little bit of both? So that way we can kind of scratch that itch. And I always thought, well, maybe we could pivot to one or to the other. But eventually just realizing having that mix felt really good. Being able to like hear, okay, here's the original song, and then here's like a cover of it or a remix. Maybe even like a remix the remix world of video game music is really interesting, because you'll find stuff from 20 years ago, probably from a teenaged kid in high school who wrote like 2 songs on his computer and then like posted it on the internet and then never thought about it again. And then suddenly like Pernell picks it up and says, I've been listening to this in my car for like years. I don't know who made it, but I love it. It's such an interesting place. And then on the other hand, you'll have like people who are parts of jazz ensembles, people who conduct orchestras, and they're rearranging the music that they love. And it's so interesting how much goes into the things that we love.
Exactly. But I think one thing that to keep in mind that is so interesting as well, I mean, for us who grew up with the video games as well, we're like in a focus point at the moment at many of our jobs today.
Yeah.
So today you can literally hear video game music anywhere.
Yes.
It's like, for example, I had a friend whose son was having his school ceremony, and they played Metal Gear Solid on piano on that one.
for the graduation, you said?
Yeah, for the graduation. It's like
Hey.
he even recorded a video. It's like, who would ever know this song around here? But still, also, we're getting these symphonies and so on. We can hear video game music being more and more popular within like movies, etc. as well.
Take your time. Pernell
So-
just arrived. He's got, for those of us in the East Coast region, he's got Wawa, which is perfect. The new branding looks great, by the way. I love that. Yeah, the Wawa branding. Yeah, it's like very like 60s, like psychedelic.
That's not new. This is just hoagie fish.
Okay, I just don't need enough. I don't need enough hoagies then. Hoagie is another regional word.
Yeah, they do it every summer.
All right.
I don't know.
Is
when
Pernell
they
getting
went
down with the
60
children, or
Let's get you mic'd up here. There you go. Give me a check 1 2.
Check.
All right.
Check
So
1 2.
check burp too?
Check 1 2.
we are recording. So we've introduced Chris.
Okay.
We've talked about you a whole bunch.
Oh, wait a minute. This is actually you recording the show now?
We are recording. We started, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
This
You are
is-
shifting the whole thing up.
I was like, you know what? We're gonna.
Pernell's going to be late. And
Do you know how late? Do you know how late it is in Sweden?
Yeah, but Sweden everyone's friendlier and happier, so I'm sure it just kind of
Yeah. In America, we just have guns, right?
Yeah,
You don't show up on time, we just shoot you.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and depending on where you're at, that's not a lie.
Yeah, depending on where you're at, that's the easy way out, right?
That's the sad truth to it. It's like, whoa, what do you know?
Absolutely, yeah,
Next time you'll set your day watch.
yeah, right.
Also,
Like,
how you doing,
Pernell
man?
comes late. Yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm just sitting here smiling. I don't know if anyone of you see me right now, but I'm just.
Oh, I can
smiling.
see. He has
Oh,
you
I got
the-
you on the screen. Our camera, I was not
He's got you on the Zam cam.
quick enough to set up the camera, but you're here. We're all here. We all got our various beverages. We got iced tea. Dr. Pepper? Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, I bought this earlier, and then it wasn't even properly chilled in the cabinet, but I was thirsty for something cold, went out in the car to start drinking it. This is hot. It's not
There
even
you go.
doing anything for me, so I went to go visit I'm late because work was held today, and then I went to go visit my aunt in the assisted living facility, spent some time with her, and then after that, I stopped at Wawa to get something to eat because I'm fading.
Yeah.
And I got another beverage because I was like, this time I'm getting something that's cold. And hopefully it's... yeah, it's still cold.
All right,
it's
still
still
cold.
cold.
All right, so in between takes, well, I'll get you something caffeinated from upstairs. That sound all right?
I'd appreciate
Yeah,
that.
no problem. It's no problem. I'll put a pot on and we'll get some stuff. So later on in the show, we have a quiz. I'm going to quiz you, Pernell. It's gonna be-
Oh, man, now I know I need caffeine.
We're gonna have
I got
some
an exam.
We're gonna have an exam. There's no wrong answers, only right answers.
No, that's the Reese slogan. What are you talking about? That's the slogan for Reese Cups.
And then we actually have some listener emails. We'll
So
read through this.
it's a
too.
quiz on slogans. Is that it?
No, the quiz. We can get
It
right
might
into
be yes.
You know,
It
Pernell-
is
Might
now.
be.
Okay.
We don't know.
You know what? Guess what? Pernell's here. You're here. The
But
listen-
now, before the quiz, I wanted him to talk to me about his board gaming antics, because now he's asking
that's
you
right.
a voice. He's not
Yes.
just text. I want to talk shop.
Yeah. So, Chris, we are enormous board gamers. We actually host
Yeah.
a board game night.
Yeah,
at,
I
at our
noticed
local
that. So the
brewery.
pictures.
Yeah, two months in a row now. It's been growing pretty big.
Damn.
Chris,
Yeah.
what are some of like the last 2 or 3 board games that you played that stuck out to you that was really fun? That'd be new,
Well-
but just games that you played recently.
Well, the one that really kind of put out last time now is I recently had a board game night. We only played 3 games though, but
3's
one
good.
that really sticks. Yeah, 3 is great. But the one that really sticks out was my purchase of the 42nd edition of Cosmic Encounter. which is a game I played when I was doing my studies back in, 2018, to become a level designer.
Oh, cool.
And it was so much fun because it was one of the other students there. She just picked up and said like, "Hey, let's play Cosmic Encounter." I have never played it before, and she had all the different expansions and everything.
And just
we
to make
played
sure,
that for hours.
now just to make sure, I'm not confusing this with Twilight Imperium. That's the game that takes like 5 hours.
Yeah, no.
But-
Cosmic Encounter is very different from
Yeah.
Twilight Imperium.
But is it still a lengthy game? Like, is it a multi-hour run, or is it actually doable in like an hour and a half?
We
or
played
so?
this, haven't we?
No.
Yeah,
thought we had.
one game would take about, for new players, about 1.5 to 2 hours. Yeah,
Oh, okay, that's reasonable. It's not. Yeah, it's not.
and
far.
it could even go faster, but seriously, it's so much more fun if you do a real negotiation run and adding some flavor to it.
Scorched
because
Earth. Scorched Planet. Nope. I'm already too angry at everybody. I'm shutting down the whole system. No embargo.
No, but really, with this game, as you will basically pull a card, a Destiny card, and this will kind of put pressure on like what you're gonna do this turn. And for example, if you're the red player, you will pull a card that says blue player. Then you will automatically attack the blue player, and you put your ships onto a gate, and then you ask people, "Hey, do you want to join in on fighting this in order to get a foreign colony on somebody else's planet? Yes or no?" Because putting your ships on foreign planets, that would be the other players, is how you score points. So
Oh, and that's where the
foreign planets you have-
negotiation comes in.
Exactly. After that round, the one who defending their planet will ask, "Hey, does anybody want to join me in defending my planet?" This is the way how you get more cards within the game, so you can play more situational strategies in that sense. And during these cards, you have like action cards that can do something specific, like a special attack or something like that. You have attack cards, which basically is numbers, and of course, numbers is how you see who wins and who loses. And then you can have reinforcement cards, etc. No, but when the final planning comes together, when we know how many is attacking, how many is defending, ships-wise, then the attacking and the defending player places down a card, and you flip them over, and depending on what they are, something happens. So if in this case, if two people places down the negotiation card, which is one of those special cards, then you will head into a timed negotiation. You will have 1 minute to
Real time.
figure out, real time. So you put down 1 minute. If you cannot convey what you should negotiate about, like, okay, we can get one foreign colony on each and other's planets, for example, or we switch cards, etc. But if you don't agree on something, then both lose. Yeah.
There's some high stress antics going on.
That's also
there.
a little realistic, which is pretty cool. Then we played I haven't played it in ages, but Scythe, which is like,
I've heard so much good about Scythe.
Scythe's okay.
Haven't played it yet.
I haven't played it in ages because the board is been too big for my
218.
table. But there's combat in that game, but the combat is almost always a lose-lose. So when anyone But it's not.
It's exhausting to the player's resources to do it.
Yeah, but what's nice about that is that if someone's threatening, it means that they are willing to lose or they're willing to put that on the line. So the stakes are immediately really, really high, where a whole game might go by with no violence. Then suddenly someone's just like, you know what? I need to be here. I will risk it all to be here. And everyone knows. Everyone knows like how much they're willing to lose.
Yeah.
So
don't fight that guy. He's loco.
Yeah. So, and I don't love that game, but I love that dynamic about it because what I love about board games and even like really dry board games about like farming or winemaking is that kind of storytelling after the fact where some crazy move happens or someone makes a big risky or gambly kind of play. And it creates a fun story around the table that everyone comes away and says,
awesome.
"Yeah, that was really fun. I did this, and you did that, you did this." And
I like spreadsheets.
Yeah, and Pernell likes the math aspects of things.
I'm all about spreadsheets.
Although I did beat everyone at diatoms. And
we don't talk about that.
I'm raising my hands in there.
We don't talk about that.
Do you know how long it's
Never
been
happened.
since I beat Christy at that game?
See, the problem
It's
is
been ages.
once I got at the table, I took up spaces and set you up for potential moves in this. It's like basically, it's like crap. It's not as easy. It's harder to game. I mean, this isn't a hard tutor because I got my behind massacred.
Well, I mean,
but
it's our game. Yeah,
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying a lot of games. So diatoms is a game for those who don't know without going into this too much of it. Tile laying and the board state is dependent on the last player's tile that was placed on the board.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you might have seen nothing when your turn wraps, but then when it gets back, it's like, holy crap, that is a fantastic choice. That happens when you have an additional player there just to muck up the back and forth flow. The dynamic completely changes.
It's tough. A 2-player, it's like you can really strategically play against each other. You get to 3 and 4-player, you just wait until your turn, and then you watch the board state at that point, because otherwise you'll just pull your hair out for 10 minutes until it comes to your turn, which is fine, which is what you want. I think a game designer would want that. They would want the players to be engaged on every turn.
Yeah.
But as a player, it becomes exhausting. You're like, I want that. Oh, I've lost that. Oh, I want that. Oh, I've lost that.
That's kind of how I felt with a game I played at the last conference. It was about planting and harvesting chilies. I don't remember the name of the game.
Did you play
Scoville? Yeah.
Scoville?
Yes.
I love Scoville.
Wait. You
Love
played
Scoville.
You played Scoville?
Yes.
I've never heard anyone else play Scoville before.
Well, it just got reprinted. It was out of print for years.
I love that game.
But it was really cute with all the little chilies and so on. It was
The
just trying to make
freaking
combinations.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that
got a
game.
The
reprint?
ghost pepper.
I love that game so
I
much.
promise you, Pernell, we won't buy it.
Don't buy it.
I won't buy it.
Don't buy it.
Promise you.
Don't buy it.
I don't think that'll work 2-player anyway.
He's like, I didn't promise that someone else wouldn't buy it for us.
I won't tell Christy it was reprinted. She might be upstairs listening to us right now.
Oh God! Yeah, Scoville's a fantastic game. It's one of my favorites. Honestly,
It is one of my favorites. I love the combination of. There's a little bit of like worker placement because of the farmer moving around, but then the chart of crossbreeding the chilies is so it's so unique. I really like that.
And seeing someone drop a pepper on the ground is like, oh, jackpot!
So we
can get myself a phantom.
The last time I played that was last year with Kim and her sister, who's almost.
They have it too?
Yeah, I think Kim bought it, and her sister almost never plays board games outside of like Monopoly that she plays with her daughter, and she mopped the floor with all of us. I don't know how it happened.
She likes chili peppers.
She just saw she saw how the game was played and said, "I can do that." And that was it.
And then the expansion gives you like your own personal like lab for crossbreeding the peppers. It's a very small plot, mind you, so you can't go nuts.
I like that.
Yeah, it's good because one of the I guess it's not really a flaw. It's just something that can suck sometimes. Is the fact that since you're always sharing space with everybody, you can set up this massively great play down the line. And other players just ruin it because they just put terrible peppers down. Like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
So it's like, well, I got my own lab. I'll make my own peppers with blackjack and hookers, and everybody feels great.
Get close to the microphone. Yeah.
But I'm chewing a pepper.
It's fine. It adds flavor to the show.
Scoville.
A spicy show.
So I'm officially. Well, who am I kidding? I'm not going to just not buy games ever again.
Oh, I saw you post this.
But I'm officially off the gravy train for board game collecting and video game collecting. Though we'll see how long that lasts because dopamine doesn't come cheap.
So does that mean your Steam library is going to slow?
No. I still got to do something, but Steam games are so cheap, I don't care.
Okay, so physical.
Physical, things that take up actual space in a place.
Oh, okay.
Take a guess. How many physical, non-expansion board games I own?
Physical, not. From what I understand, you have. Yeah, from what I understand, you have a lot of them. Mm-hmm. And I would guess.
It's whatever you're thinking. It's too small.
Yeah, I feel like that as well. So I would just go bananas and say 500.
Oh, mercy.
clean.
Go up.
Yeah, I know. Whatever you're thinking, it's too small. It's a problem. So
1,000?
Okay, not
Pernell
1,000.
needs to open a shop. He needs to buy a storefront property on the riverfront and just sell, man.
But then I wouldn't have my 800. I have 800. Like,
Non-expansion.
and people might hear that and go, this guy's just doing some of that humble bragging. This isn't bragging. This is, why did I somehow manage to end up with this much stuff?
This isn't admitting a problem.
This is admitting I had to. No, don't get me wrong. If I had a massive house,
No, you're saying this in front of my massive record collection.
well, you have a basement. If I had the basement we're recording in right now, I'd be fine. My basement.
Your basement's great.
No. My basement has a low ceiling with ducts, which it's nice just to say it's my basement. Not so much when I want to have my library that I can walk into and just like, here's all my stuff. So, not having optimal space to have these things means I just have a lot of games in various rooms. And that doesn't even factor in that I've officially locked in the video games, because I did say when the Switch came out, that was the last console I'd collect games for, and I'm holding firm to that.
Well, the Switch cartridges are tiny. They're the size of my thumbnail.
Cases too, but nonetheless,
The cases are way too big.
Yeah, the cases are way too big for those games, and collector's editions don't care how small your cartridge is. So,
Yeah, they'll make weird ass boxes. They're like, hey, you can put this on your shelf, and you're like, where?
And I'm officially, like I told myself, I'm pretty much out of space, air quotes, for new video games physical. So I'm like, I am effectively calling it quits on all of it.
I'm
But
telling you what, you stick with this. I'm super, super proud of you because it's tough.
it's very
I get
tough.
it.
It's
It
my dopamine. It's my hit.
Start
hook it to my
switching that
veins.
dopamine over to actually playing the games with your friends.
Well, my
So it goes
my
from
friends don't
dopamine to
play
cocaine in a way.
No, it's true. It's true.
little bit.
The theme of Rhythm and Pixels is that I host a video game music podcast where I don't play video games.
I play lots of video games,
And that
but
was before I was a dad.
that is true. I used to tease him all the time.
All right, so getting back on the video game topic, our topic next week is going to be straight up video game covers and remixes. We have Chris here. Chris has expanded knowledge of video game remixes. We're going to talk about a nostalgia. We're going to talk about our favorite remixes and remixers and styles that we like things in. But right now, I'm going to talk to both of you. I did a cursory YouTube search, okay? Cursory.
Cursory YouTube search. Okay.
A very brief YouTube search to collect results.
So a cursive. You were looking for people that wrote in cursive.
I'm telling you right now, I said, how many Castlevania remixes are there on YouTube? And how many Final Fantasy remixes are there on YouTube?
How were you able to quantify that?
Guess what? I just searched Castlevania remix, and I searched Final Fantasy remix, and I counted the results.
Until you got bored.
And now how many... No, it has a result counter. Come on, son. All right, so between Final Fantasy and Castlevania, which one do you think had the most results?
Final Fantasy. There's
Final
more
Fantasy,
games.
You're right, but by a short margin. Final Fantasy, I had 1,400 results.
Okay.
Castlevania had 1,100 results.
Huh.
Yeah,
I would've-
1,120.
Well, I guess people really like Symphony of the Night, I guess.
Let's dig into it. Final Fantasy 7,
Okay.
Final Fantasy 10, Final Fantasy 15.
As in, which one had the most
Which
remixes
one
or covers?
had the most remixes? Chris, what do you think?
Say the numbers again while he's thinking.
7,
It was 7, 9,
10, or 15? Kind of these are like
7.
These are the big three. 7 from Chris.
Now, I got to ask,
Too many, you know.
I guess you wouldn't know in this sense. You probably just searched Final Fantasy 7.
Cursory search.
No, that means it's going to be 7 because 7 has Advent Children. 7 has the main game.
That's right. There's
7
a lot.
7 has Dirge of Cerberus.
15 also has a billion. Because that's the online crazy
remake.
stuff.
No,
Yeah.
15 is not the online one. So if you
Then
search 15, then nope.
I searched the wrong one.
Yes, you did. 15 is not online. 15 is on a road trip.
15's a road trip. So guess what?
So it could be a lot of radio music.
That is true.
Probably not 15.
Radio Chocobo.
So what do you think, Pernell?
I'm thinking it's going to be 10. I'm sorry, 7 because of the variations of franchise games.
I wasn't sure if we talked about this on the show proper or just before the show, but I was telling Chris how when we play these games, you take them way too seriously and get every question right. You are correct. Final Fantasy VII had 846.
Hot diggity dang. So how many did 10 have? Because I came close to saying that because...
You can listen to a remix every day of the year, 365.
Oh. Jingle bells.
It's Final Fantasy Tuesday.
All right, 10 is my favorite Final Fantasy, and I will fight anybody who argues. All right,
I'm pistols.
All right, here we go. This is a tough one. Okay, which had more remixes on the YouTube search? Mega Man, just Mega Man, or
Just Mega Man.
or Kingdom Hearts? That's a tough one.
Well, Kingdom Hearts includes Simple and Clean.
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, Kingdom Hearts has a rabid following, but Mega Man's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Mega Man's got a Mega Man in
What
it.
do you think, Chris?
I think Mega Man.
Ooh, Pernell, what do you think?
I hate this because I know I'm going to be wrong, but I can't not say Mega Man, despite having Simple and Clean up there.
You're right. It was Mega Man.
Okay.
3,840 hits on Mega Man and only 1,740 on Kingdom Hearts.
I feel like the reason why I was going to make the wrong choice is because I was like, why would he put those two together? Mega Man clearly is going to have more.
I mean, like Kingdom Hearts is just like the following is crazy. Like if you talk to someone who likes Kingdom Hearts, we had that one guy on our show like years ago who it was literally like a 10-minute discussion on the plots.
Oh yeah, because he had
Kingdom
it down
Hearts.
to the signs.
But if you talk to somebody about Mega Man, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that game's great. I love the third one," and that'll be it.
No. You're talking to the wrong people, then, sir. I get down and dirty about the hierarchy of weapons.
I know you.
Boss battle weapons that should have been the actual equipable weapon, not just an attack the boss used.
All right. Let's go to a Japanese
hierarchy of armor parts.
Let's go to the Japanese role-playing game side of things. This is
Wise. It's Wise.
It should
What?
be. It should be. My man knows. It should be. That's right. He knows what's up.
Yeah.
There it is.
There we go. We got Persona 4,
Okay.
because I think it's getting a remaster soon, right?
Which is insulting, by the way.
I've
but
never.
that's
That's fine because I've never played 4. So
no, don't get me wrong. I'm not
I
saying
played
it's
3 and I played 5, and you should thank me for that.
I'm not
Did
saying
you complete them, Rob?
I played 3 when I was like in my 20s, right? And 5 the year before I had my son, and I've never played it again.
We all followed it. Did you ever finish the game though?
Oh, 5, I did. I did.
Okay, good.
He made a whole spectacle of it.
Oh my gosh, it's my if you follow me on Facebook, it's my whole profile picture. It's just me in front of my completed screen.
I was taunting him, saying he could never do it.
I did it. You know what? I'm never finishing Hollow Knight.
Until
That's right.
Silk
He'll never
Sunrise,
finish
right?
Hollow Knight. You heard it here, folks.
You ever it's like you're reading a book and you're like in a good chapter. You stop there. You stop before all the nice characters die. There's a
But
timer.
it becomes even better.
But it's Hollow Knight. Everyone's already dead.
Yeah,
when you completed Hollow Knight, there's more to it. There's more to complete.
Oh,
there's more
That game's
goodness.
already massive. There's more.
I did enough.
I completed to the phase where I felt like I was happy and content with the game that I got, and there was still the whole God phase of everything.
I know that's fine.
It's like that drinking milkshake. I'm
That's not
done.
for me. When my niece was telling me about it, she was like going on and on about these fights, and I'm like, I got time for that.
if you haven't played Radiance,
I'm not
you
that good.
haven't completed. I would say.
Right, there you go. That should be your marker when you fight the guy he just described. If you beat him, that's your completion.
Yeah,
The Radiance.
that was mine.
I guess I'm never.
Radiance.
Guess I'm never
He
finishing
might
that
be
game.
one room away from where you stop playing.
No, actually, maybe.
He might be.
I am.
You'll-
That's the thing. Okay, I'm not good at video games. I'm terrible at them. So I'm at the point where I'm at the point where it's just so hard that it's not fun.
But you don't get the dopamine rush, the adrenaline.
I put my son down after a 2-hour tantrum. I've got like 30 minutes to play a video game.
And they can take that anger and stress out
Come
on
on,
a
man.
bug who's swarming with radiance.
There's other games.
But Rob,
Yes.
just remember that Chris played through almost the whole thing
Chris
of Hollow
did.
Knight
Chris did it.
without knowing that you can actually jump on spikes.
There you go. Chris did that.
How the hell did you do that?
The only time I figured it out was by the end of it when I did Path of Pain. I did the full first section without jumping on a single spike.
Okay, see, that's impressive. That's what I loved about the game, though, is that you can kind of like make your own way.
Yeah. But it was hell.
Celeste,
It took
I'm
me
pretty sure he didn't
like
choose to
2.5,
make that
3
his
hours.
way.
But you can do it, though. All right, actually, I did a lot of challenges earlier without having a lot of the power-ups. Okay. Which game had more remixes? God damn it, listen to me. Which game had more remixes? Persona 4 or Persona 5?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Actually, Persona 5, because Persona 5, even though Persona 4 did make the franchise popular, Persona 5 kind of exploded. Like, it was unexpectedly popular.
Chris, what do you say?
What was the name of the river in the desert? Is that from 5?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so 5 it is.
Yeah, it's 5. It was.
It-
I
It's
love
like
how you said it
t-
because of rivers in the desert.
Yeah, it's like 200 remixes right there.
Are you serious? I should not
I don't
be
know for
surprised,
sure, but
I
there's a
am.
lot.
Oh, okay, if you want to know the
Like a lot of YouTubers picked it up.
all right, so Persona 4 had 325 hits. Persona 5 had 1,400.
I believe it.
And-
I remember I played Persona 4 when it was new,
Yeah,
and people were not
wipes his
talking
hands.
about it.
Half of that was probably that one song. All right, so now we're gonna go old school. Blaster Master, or Double Dragon.
Interesting. No, you said Double Dragon Cursory.
Yeah, this is like
You didn't name
nope,
a number.
nope.
Oh my god! If it's not Double Dragon, I will be very surprised. Just
I think
because
I'm gonna go with Double Dragon as well because
I thought this
there's
would
not
be,
too many remixes on Blaster Master.
Yeah, I thought this would be harder. Double Dragon's 856. Blaster Master was 65.
Let's let this simple, Rob. How many Blaster Master games are there?
Yeah, I should have thought about
Isn't
that.
it like 3?
There's pretty much the 3-0 games. There's Blaster Master Boy, which is basically Robo Warrior, and then there's regular Blaster
it is
Master.
Robo Warrior.
And then there's
Yeah.
Blaster Master 2 that was on the Genesis. And then there was I think that made, and also that weird Blast
who owned
3D
that?
one.
Not many people.
No one played the 3D one because it was terrible.
Yeah, all right. The last one, which might be challenging, might be Gradius
Okay. Or Gradius.
or R-Type.
Oh wow,
R-Type.
that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
This might be the one I miss because
Chris went R-Type right away. What were you? Why did you think that?
First of all, many games in the series, but I also know there's a lot of remixes on R-Type music. People really love and adore Chris Hillspec as well.
Oh, that's an interesting point. See, my problem is I played so little of R-Type that I don't have the in-depth knowledge of how deep it goes. In fact, I didn't even really think much about the game beyond the first R-Type, though I think there was like 3 main ones until Final came out. And then everybody was like, oh my god, R-Type
right.
Final!
But Gradius has a lot.
Yeah, I want to say, we're going to split this. We're going to split it. I'm going with Grady's.
You going, Grace? All right, the answer is Gradius.
God dang it!
I got 400. I got 470 on Gradius and 140 on R-Type. So
You had me sweating over here, Chris. He was like, R-Type was like, oh man, I'm not thinking about something. What am I missing? So what's the score? What's the score? Got to tell the listeners how'd it go.
you all got every
Was it
single
4-5?
one right except for the last one. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5.
Hot diggity sandwich.
So yeah.
Now, if you were saying, if you got harder, you were like Mega Man 3 or Mega Man 2, that would have been difficult. That would have been very difficult. You're like Mega Man. I'm like, Mega Man had the entire Battle Network franchise, the regular games, Mega Man X,
Yeah,
Command
that's
Mission.
true. I just typed Mega Man. That could have included all the Battle Network stuff, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But that is also one thing that...
TV shows.
Yeah, who was remixing the TV show music?
I'm sure someone's remixing Fighting Robot. Mega
But
Man.
one thing that really came to mind as well, especially when we're taking like new series and old series as well, is first of all with the old series, there's been so many times that people remix them from that perspective, the old X perspective, but also make the tracks newer. But when you take something new, you rarely make a remix that kind of like depixelate the music. You rarely do that. So sometimes people want to be doing like Kingdom Heart music, but they're not making a chiptune version of them. Rarely.
It's that.
So usually they want to live up to them and actually make them more orchestral or epic.
Yeah, especially like you said, the earlier music where it was chiptune, and in your head, especially as a kid, you're hearing maybe an electric guitar or something else. Like I heard, like listening to Castlevania music when I was really, really little, like Castlevania 2, especially Bloody Tears. Like, in my head, I heard electric guitar, and so now when I think of Castlevania music, I think of rock and roll.
But see, for me, Bloody Tears, I picture a piano before a guitar.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's true. A harpsichord. It's very Baroque sounding. Okay, so we're going to dive into listener emails. Pernell, what do you think about that?
I'm Hoagie Fest.
All right, we're going to listen to Hoagie Fest listener email. Let's see what we got here. All right, so we got, here we go. This is coming from Martyrus. Hey, Rob and Pernell.
Hey, Martyrus.
Martyrus.
Hello, Morris.
The moment I saw the subject of your next episode, I had to write in, since it's what I do on my podcast. Host of the Re-VGM podcast. With over 3 years of covers, remixes, and arrangements that have been featured, there's one particular track that I absolutely love. From the game Persona 5, Sleeping Forest did a remix of The Days When My Mother Was There, originally composed by Shoji Meguro.
If he said Rivers in the Desert, I'd have lost.
I gotta be honest, I haven't read these emails yet, and so that would have been really funny. I featured the track way back on episode 17. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. When I first listened to it, I was floored by Sleeping Forest remix with its awesome combination of synth and guitar. What was originally a chill dungeon theme became an anthem for Futaba. Moreover, it's become one of my personal favorite remixes at a timely manner when I was dealing with the passing of my mother. It helped me process the flood of emotions and feelings going through my head and my heart. In some ways, I feel more connected to Futaba because of this remix. So thank you for this chance to share one of my favorite remix tracks. Enjoy the rest of your day and be safe. And so we're going to play this in the background right now. So, yeah.
Be safe. Well, I'm going to go skydive and wrap this episode.
You can't tell Pernell what to do.
Skydive!
Don't be scared of my demise. Love will flow into the skies.
Up next, we got a Wicked Sephiroth. We haven't heard from him in a
Whoa!
while. Yeah.
I haven't heard his name in years.
Wicked Sephiroth. Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm glad you're still... This came in, I think, yesterday. 3 days ago. Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm glad you're still active and doing the podcast and stuff. I recently got nostalgic about those days when I was around the VGM podcast scene. I kind of drifted into a whole other universe called VTubers. This has nothing to do with remixes, but thank you so much for writing it.
Well, he's writing in. I still want to... I'm first of all... No, go back and finish it.
Go back and finish.
Finish that. He wrote to us, man.
Okay, I guess I'm into Numi now, a.k.a. Akuma Namune. Check her out. She also makes copious amounts of quality music and covers. The hit CPR by Cupcake with 2 Ks, which will... I'm assuming that's not a typo, which will come up first if you Google her. She also makes serious music as well, not just hilariously ironic lewd covers. She even wrote a song for Robin in Honkai Star Rail called Sweet Symphonies, so I guess she's tangentially connected to the VGM world. It's not in the game, though. I gotta get back on the Patreon. Hope to see you guys around. Please tell me that neither of you have become too addicted to the gacha game craze. It's like crack cocaine, enslaving you willingly through the internet using your own brain chemicals. We know from owning ancient cartridges that happiness could only be obtained by much higher quality and less predatory games that we know and love.
My friend, that's why I never started them because I knew what would happen.
I tried. I remember being like, "Oh, these are gotcha games on the phone," and I was bored and didn't play it immediately. But I will say that predatory practices existed plenty in the 80s and the 90s in the arcades.
Oh, they did, but they weren't nearly as nefarious.
No, but they still got you. They still got you good. Here we have Carlos, Kung Fu Carlito.
My man.
My man. Says, hey, amigos. I don't know. I shouldn't have done the accent here. I'm sorry. Hey, amigos. Let me say this, the whitest guy in the world. The whitest. Hey, amigos. Glad you guys are surviving, and all the best to both of you and Chris, too. Remixes are kind of the foundation of VGM appreciation. We all remember way back in 1993 burning CDs with our favorite Mega Man remixes from the old Orange County Remixery, or we also know it was OC Remix.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how far we've come. Thinking of my favorite remixes, I immediately think of my favorites from either Castlevania, Street Fighter II, or Mega Man. So many great takes on these amazing melodies, but hearing a solid band rendition always gets me hyped. I'd like to share Mr. X Stage from Mega Man 6 by Kamicom. That is our friends of the show, Cameron Worma and Cameron Childs. They formed a band together. It's a pretty straight cover, but I think it rules and calls back to the simpler times when you just get excited to hear some of your favorite stuff remixed by a live band. I also had the honor of contributing the album art for their release. Enjoy, and the best to all of you. Thank you.
My man.
Awesome.
And if you just want to hang on for just a minute longer, I know we've got some stuff in the Discord, actually, which was kind of fun to see. Onto the Discord. This is from Bedroth. We haven't heard from Bedroth in a while. Hey guys, I love the topic for this upcoming episode. I have a favorite old Tetris remix with mysterious origins. No idea where this came from. I found it back in my high school college days, and it was part of my very first mix CD. I hope you enjoy it. And so I was talking to Chris about this before we started. BGM remixes have a really weird history where you may have heard a song in your like 10, 15 years ago that was created by a teenager in their bedroom. Mm-hmm. They made 2 songs because they liked the video game and then never thought about it again and disappeared forever. And yet, that song that they made is sitting on your iPod or on your CD player and has been for ages.
Or it's on YouTube even, but someone else put it up there acting like it was their song, and no one's going to question it because that person's out of the game.
Or they're really cool, and they say, hey, I have this song. I have no idea who made it. I'm just putting it out there. And I've seen that so many times because there's probably some 16-year-old out there who was like, I'm learning to make music. I'm going to make a Mega Man song. And then they were like, okay, now I'm going to make my own music. And they just made their own music. And you'll never know again.
I should definitely do that. I have so many tracks on my computer that I don't know who did them and so on. And these are remixes I haven't heard at all online.
Really? I would. Yeah. I think a YouTube channel that's just like, what's a good name for this?
Who made this?
Like Lost VGM, the Lost VGM
Lost
remix.
Legacies.
Yeah, the Legacy. Like,
Lost remixes.
Wait, which one of you when you're 14 made this thing?
Well,
that's
actually,
the name.
I was 12.
Yeah, that's the name of the channel.
Wow.
Actually, no. When I was in junior high, I guess I was 12 or 13. I got really into trackers, and I was posting my stuff on America Online. I wish I could find that.
Using
stuff.
some of your 3,000 free hours.
Now well, I found ways to get around that, but I have cassette tapes sitting there behind you, full of music that I made on trackers. And
cool.
I don't have a cassette player.
Trying to fix that.
One day I'm going to
God
get
dang.
that online. Yeah, that'd be
I
really
mean,
cool
I'm
to
sure
do
you can
that.
go to any garage sale or flea market and find plenty of them.
And you go with flea markets.
I don't have a cassette box that needs to get played. I don't need to do it.
Okay, moving on.
I have
So
a
you're gonna
DVD.
proxy it for him.
Oh
If you-
no!
If you have a tape player, you bring it over. I want to digitize those things because it's like that's music that was important to me, and I want to listen back to it and be like, oh god, I was a horrible, moody teenager. Making
Not
techno
too
music.
important, apparently, since
So
you
I'm
don't want to buy it
actually glad.
yourself.
I can tell you right now,
Okay, I'll admit I'm afraid to listen to it.
I might be the one
Okay.
person who does not feel shame in what he listened to when he was a late teen
No.
or early adult.
No, I'm not ashamed of what I listened to. I'm ashamed of what I've made.
If I can
But Rob, if you get a recorder so you can listen in on your old cassettes, I will send you my old dance EJ music.
Okay, here we go. All
Done.
right. We'll do an exchange.
and I'll beatbox.
We'll do an exchange, and we'll do a whole podcast episode where we'll
That's
just-
EJ music
Yeah,
that people send in.
all right. We have another one from Electric Boogaloo. He says, "I got a remix y'all will sure love." Is he Southern, or is he just saying y'all like we say y'all?
He's an AI, Rob.
He's not real.
Remember, he's the omnipotent information
He's
database.
everywhere. He is everywhere. He says, track "Burnin' Love" from Afterburner. And the album is Saying Sega Game Music presented by BB Queens, arranged by Masao Akashi, lyrics by Larry Lang and Shapiro Bernstein and Company Incorporated. It's got vocals by Kenji Katayama and Maki Oguro. Now this is cool. I like this. These are official remix and cover albums that were licensed by the companies that were usually only released in Japan
Oh yeah.
and often had lyrics, which is crazy.
Yeah, Japan went wild with this. They had drama CDs.
Yeah, and he says, take an already amazing song from Afterburner and then add some awesome singing on top of it, and you get this. So I hope you all enjoy it.
Reignited.
And so I want to play this in the background, right? Actually, I might just like leave a little space for this song just because we're going to listen to it together. So that's from. Thank you very much for writing in. Yeah, this is nice. People hear about remixes now. Everyone wants to talk about it. So thanks
I love
everybody.
that.
Yeah, I love that too.
Remixes are fun.
All right. And that concludes the portion where I talk a whole lot.
Ooh, snap.
And then the portion where I frantically look and make sure that I'm still recording.
Are you still recording?
I am still recording. Yes.
Thank
I am still
Heaven.
recording.
Yeah.
Are you still recording?
We're all here.
46
okay.
minutes in.
Well then, hi and welcome to Rhythm and Pixels. I'm actually on time now. Because
You weren't that late. You weren't that late. I just wanted to start early. So anyway, thank you, Chris, for joining us on our chat portion of the show. We'll see you next week on Rhythm
was
and
an honor.
Pixels 38-8. Pernell, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
All right, I'm going to go and finish my hoagie.
Everyone get out of my house. No.
Hoagie.
All right. So our next episode is going to be our music-focused episode with a little bit of chat, of course, but this was just to hang out and talk and catch up. So we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. My name is
Thank
Rob
you.
Nichols,
I'm eating a hoagie.
and we'll see you next time.